Hey.
Y'all see how Ellis brought a straw today?
I'm like, this in and out thing is, and I put my new trays in last night, so they're a little bit tighter. Because they're starting to,
You got new trays? I don't know how Invisalign works.
You get a different set of trays each week. So like last week, you wear them for a week, and then you switch to a new set. So I have like the first 6 weeks worth of trays. So every Monday night, I have to put in my new set of trays. And each tray is different. So each tray starts to shift your teeth even more. So they get low. So they shift like the first one.
I was getting ready for TV.
Yeah. So. Corinne, yeah, I seen her on like True TV and all that stuff. Like,
you know what?
She's part
like,
of
I'm gonna be honest. Like after yesterday's conversation,
You like her now?
I like her. I got some respect for her.
No, come on.
I got some respect for her. I really do. The show hasn't started yet, but a lot of you all know that I posted.
Don't do it.
Like I like her.
Don't do it.
She's like super cool. Like. I posted it and it was a little shade because I was like, you used me. But we're going to talk about my Instagram interview with Corinne Stephens, a.k.a. Superhead.
She likes Superhead now.
Because,
Y'all please get on it.
I prejudged her, and this chick is smart.
Check.
Microphone.
Is that yours?
Check. I don't hear me.
Yeah, which one is which?
I hear you.
Okay,
but
that one. Okay.
I don't hear me. Hello. I do now. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah,
I should have became friends with Corinne.
That's my girl now. No, I'm just playing.
JP said he saw your post.
He was on my Instagram.
On the gram.
Everybody was like, what's your Instagram name? See, that's how you get more followers.
Shawty W.
I'm gonna start tagging everybody so then we can get. I got an exclusive interview.
Touche.
I got an exclusive interview on Instagram.
Got a little something else going on.
I be confused. We be in here. Sometimes it's Salt Pepper, sometimes it's the oldies, sometimes it's Drake, sometimes it's this station just play whatever. Look, we're ready. I'm gonna need you to stop dancing like that.
Good morning. We are
The Morning Takeover.
I'm your girl, Shanice W.
I'm A-Mac. I don't know how to act. Hey, this is Ellis Dean.
We are going to give you all the latest in entertainment news, politics, and sports. We are on every Monday through Friday at 10:15 on The Real.
I gotta explain this.
Let's talk.
Good morning.
Hey.
Hold on. Why can't I ever remember what day of the week it is?
It is Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. Oh, so we ain't even at hump day. We still at the beginning part of the week. Okay.
Well, hold on. Before we get started, and for those that are watching us on Facebook Live, and you see our number mimosas, I am not uncouth. I do know how to drink a mimosa. But I got these Invisalign. I got these Invisalign in, and so yes, I do have a straw in my mimosa, so I don't have to take these Invisalign out. So yes, I'm living real country.
On social media, guys. If you're listening to us, you can jump in the chat room. But the people who are watching us, y'all see this. See snapshots, do whatever, because we're gonna talk about Ellis for like a year over this. I was sitting here and I looked over and I'm like, he got a straw.
The whole time I'm having these Invisalign, I'm breaking my straws. I'm about to go get a pack of straws.
You know what? I got a pack. I'll bring it. All right, guys. So yesterday in our 60-second recap, Corinne Stephens,
AKA
Video
Superhead.
Vixen,
Video vixen.
Video Vixen.
She's a video vixen.
You didn't know that was her?
I thought she was just behind the scenes.
No, she was in everybody's videos too. She's a video vixen.
Okay.
So, anyway, I read her first book. I didn't read the second. She's watching today. So, I read her book, the first one, didn't read the second. I've seen a couple of her interviews. So, we put her in our 60-second recap yesterday. And because media outlets everywhere are saying she's mad at, what's his name, Rotimi? How do you pronounce his real name? Dre from Power. But Rotimi, something like that.
Y'all know him as Dre from Power. Don't even try to act like you know his real name. His name is Dre from Power.
I didn't act like I know because
I'm talking about these other folks.
Oh, okay.
JB, give us his real name, please.
Okay, it's like on TV or something. So in our 60-second yesterday, you know, we was kind of I really brought it, didn't I? Because Ellis walked away from here like, dang, I didn't even really throw no shade because you did. Like,
yeah, so much shade yesterday. I loved it though.
Ellis was like, I'm keeping this in my phone. Like, so basically what I said, you know, I said something about Azalea Banks. She gets on my nerve. Told her nobody likes her. I said to Corinne Steffens, I said, basically, why are you mad if Dre from Power used you when all you've done is use men? Right? So I put that on Instagram. I put her whole 60 second. After like 10 minutes, guess who I hear from? Corinne Steffens. You listening, Ellis?
I'm listening.
Okay. So she comes on there. At first, we was a little petty. She was like, first of all, she said...
Well, you start with first of all, that's real petty. She stopped off with petty.
Right, so what she said, first of all, she said...
First of all, she had to clap with it.
She's a little... Right. She's a little mad because all these media outlets are putting it out like it's new news. She said that... Because basically, she said she was there for... Rotimi, when he was coming up,
right.
She took him to auditions. She made phone calls for him. She was there. She believed in him when nobody else believed in him.
But that's what girlfriends do, right?
And she also had a miscarriage, and she said that as soon as he started getting his big roles is when he left. So my comment on Instagram was like, I don't get it. Like, you mad because you got used? Use a lot of men. So anyway, so she decided to give her story. She's telling us her story. She said, first of all, it was 3 years ago that all this came out. Media outlets are talking about it right now like crazy because of two things. Because of Dre's success and because of
her book.
Of her documentary. No, because of her documentary on BET that just came out. And they're trying to compete with her, is what she said. She said that it's because there's some other stuff they're putting out about her, and they're trying to compete against her BET documentary.
Who's trying to compete with her BET documentary?
I don't know. She said Ebony Magazine first put it out,
God.
and she said that she watching the show. Do you have to do that?
I'm just saying.
Okay, so she feels like it was like they're trying to compete with her right now, and so I read that. So then I asked her. I said, "So Corinne, do you feel like you've ever used a man?" Because that was my thing when I asked. And this is what she said. This chick is actually very smart. And she said, I use men who thought they were using me like they do thousands of women, but I got rich off of it. It's fair exchange and there was no robbery. So she used the man who thought that they were using her.
In her mind. That's how she...
Well, of course it's in her mind. It's not telling you what she said.
Yeah.
So, she said they thought I really wanted to be with them, but I really wanted to be them. Like, she wanted to be them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because she was a video vixen. She wanted to
be a star.
Yeah, exactly. She said, now I'm retired. Living my best life. I'm married. I'm out of the spotlight. I don't know who. I'm gonna ask her. I'm a DM because everybody keep asking me who. She said she's trying to stay out the spotlight, so I don't know if she's gonna give me the name.
She went to Africa and got her own fufu.
Look, so she is saying that basically she's married now, and she said we are not out here protecting male egos anymore and shaming sexual autonomous women anymore. She said Dre didn't use her. It's just that people change after they get on. They forget the people that helped get them to where they are and the people that got them on. She said they forget the people who took them to auditions and supported them for years and did everything to help get them on. Like you said, like a girlfriend. And you might feel kind of funny if I get you here. Like, say I meet a dude and I'm doing my thing and I'm like making calls and doing different things. All of a sudden he get that big role and then he's gone. I'm gonna be mad too. Like, but this statement is very powerful to me if you think about it. I used men who thought they were using me.
Okay.
What you think about that?
Okay, so in fairness.
Oh, and she said he's young and he was younger then.
Yeah.
So.
In fairness, if I was being fair, I would say I can appreciate her if they were dating, having hurt feelings by the fact that she was there before he got put on, Then he becomes successful and he
then all
dropped
of a
her.
sudden, and the fact that she had a miscarriage too,
In fairness,
it hurts,
yes, yes.
So
now, with that,
I got more on Corinne Stephens.
You cannot change. I mean, I believe in sexually women that take power over their sexuality. But that doesn't change public opinion.
Exactly.
That doesn't change public opinion.
Because people will still, I mean, up until yesterday, I had an opinion of her. And I told her, I said, I prejudged you. Because this is the thing. Okay, so she said, Ebony reported the old story to compete with her documentary. We know that. And so I asked her, I said, Corinne, I saw a video of you, one of your interviews, and I remember her saying, I'm always going to be with Wayne. I'm always going to be with Wayne. She said, anybody I get into a relationship with, they have to know they're going to take backseat to Wayne. I could be laying in bed with the man going to sleep, but if Wayne calls, Lil Wayne, you know what? So Lil Wayne, so she said that in this interview, I mean, I'm sure you guys seen it. If you haven't, I'm going to put it out there because it's like one of her most famous interviews. So she says, you know, any man I'm with is going to have to be okay. That if Wayne calls, I'm coming. I'll be back, but I'm going.
What?
Listen. And so, I mean, the interview, because I remember looking at the interview like, what kind of mess you... So she said, that is an arrangement she has with all boyfriends, everybody, even with her first husband. If Wayne calls, I'm leaving. He is always going to be number one. And so, when I heard that interview, I was like... Wow, like, I was so surprised. So guess what? I asked her about it. Y'all know me. We on Instagram. She answered my questions.
I love it, though. I love it. I'll give you a round of applause right now because you went hard on it.
Right,
you
so
asked a hard question.
If y'all want to go to my Instagram, Shanisa W, you'll see it from the video yesterday.
Ask the hard question, Shanisa.
So, look, I said, I saw that video. I said, tell me now, did your current husband, is he down with the arrangement? Okay, she said, not exactly. She said, I didn't say that exactly. She said, what I said was.
What'd she say?
She said that in her first marriage, she met Wayne way before. And then when she got married, her and her husband had that understanding. Like, if Wayne calls, I'm leaving, you know, and I'll be back. But, okay, but she said for her husband now, he has her all to himself. And I asked her to let me know where her relationship was with Wayne right now. And she said she won't comment on that, but she will let me know that her husband has her all to, you know, himself.
And see, that's where it goes off the rails.
And
that's where it goes off the rails for me.
And she said she openly all the time told people, if you don't like it, then you can leave me alone. But they didn't, okay? She said, some men think that they want polygamy until they realize one of their women is a superstar and the other one is bagging groceries at Pick and Save.
Oh, she went deep in the crates of Pick and Save. I heard that in a long time.
Right. So she said she won't get into it about Wayne. Okay, I already told you about that. Yeah. But so I got more. Hold on. You know I'm gonna get an interview out of it. I got a 3-page interview out of her.
Hold on. All right. So let's put a pause right there in the interview. Hold on. We're gonna get back to. So she says.
I am going to always get the interview
on screen. That they're always going to have to be that
way.
Don't make
me spit my
and that's why you don't. That's why they don't speak in hyperbole and you don't speak in absolutes because now she's saying, after she said Wayne is always going to be in the picture, that he's not in the picture now with her second husband, but I'm not going to talk about Wayne, but.
Well, because she probably just doesn't want to talk about her friendship. Maybe they fell out. But anyway, she wants me to set the record straight and let everybody know. Can I call her a guardian
on radio?
No, you cannot. Okay, so guys,
I didn't. I just asked.
Corinne Stephens wants me to let you all know that everything the media is bringing up now is from 3 years ago. And she also wants me to let y'all know to go to BET and watch her documentary. It's called Vixen.
Of course.
And she said, look, we grow and we learn. And she was like, you know, basically, can I do that? People won't let her, like, they won't leave her alone. Like, she's done some things, but she's grown and, you know, and shoot, I mean, she's a different person. Like, so hold on. So, so anyway, I'm trying to think how I want to say this. Well, okay. So she said at least she's not one of these 40-year-olds that's out here on Instagram shaking and twerking and doing all that. She said, yeah, and
she just talking about old relationships, trying to get some pub for her new show that's gonna be on BET, bringing up old-ish.
now. But guess what she said? She said people can say whatever they want, but she said contracts are still getting signed and checks are still getting cash. So people can think what they want. She basically, of course, thinks that the stuff has been brought up again because Dre's get bigger and bigger. We already talked about that.
Right, and they're trying to compete with her documentary on BET called Vixen. So make sure you go watch her documentary.
Okay, and she heard, this is what she's saying. Dre's current girlfriend, I'm calling Dre from Power, but his name is Rotimi or something.
Yeah.
She's saying his current girlfriend has been trying to sell stories about her. So she's saying that this current girlfriend is really just like contacting everybody trying to sell stories. So that's another reason.
So the current girlfriend that he's claiming is so worried about the ex-girlfriend that she's going back and making up stories about her.
Yeah, I can see it.
No.
I can see it. I can see it. She said there's always something in the media that's going to try to bring her past up, but she has grown and moved on. She said it's just she kept talking about growing and moving on. And she told, and I told her, I said, because she tagged Rotimi, that's his name. I said, yeah, well, can you tell Rotimi I got beef with him because of his role in Power? Like, I got a couple problems with him.
So she's growing and moving on, but she's tagging him.
She's married.
But the girlfriend is...
She tagged him because, I might have tagged him too. I mean, he's part of the conversation.
No. We work in the media and entertainment. She is supposed to be growing and moving on, but she's still tagging him. And bringing up old ish from 3 years ago.
Might have wanted him
and she's married. She's married and she's bringing up her ex-boyfriend with some old stuff from 3 years ago that she's still mad about, but she's growing and moving on.
Watch video.
Can I get my life coach to call in? Could you call in, please?
Can I get everybody to know? She just wants y'all to know this is old news and it's brought up in that. To watch Vixen, she said it's about old, how do I say this on the radio? Old,
ish.
Chicks to be tricking. Oh, she said it's about
old
chicks that act like they don't have a past. So Corinne wants us to,
So if you move on.
Okay.
We're gonna play the Duck Donut. We got a new commercial. You got it?
And then we're gonna come back with Hulk Hogan's sex tape.
Let's do the, if you got the Duck Donuts, we're going to play the Duck Donuts. This is our new commercial. We debuted our new commercial.
All right, we have a new commercial. Then we're coming back with Hulk Hogan's sex tape.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Today is fun.
Don't you wish you could have a donut that's warm, delicious, and made to order?
Why do I have a sexy voice?
Duck Donuts located at 3655 everything you wanted in a donut.
I'm trying to make it
sound sexy. Made to order
donuts in a variety of mouthful.
Made it sound sexy.
Like maple bacon, blueberry pancakes, lemon vanilla icing, Oreo crumble.
I'm back like,
If there's a flavor you want to create, go ahead. It's your donut.
In addition to the delicious donuts, Duck Donuts brews up 100%
trying to
Arabica
sound
bean
sexy
coffee
on
and
a donut
espresso
commercial.
with your unique
Oh,
donut.
yeah.
Fresh coffee and a customer-friendly team to serve you. Duck Donuts is everything they're cracked up to be.
Go see them today and tell them the morning takeover sent you. You might just catch us there.
Oh, yeah. That's the sexiest donut. and we are back, and you're listening to the Morning Takeover.
I'm not good at recording commercials without a sexy voice.
Right.
I'm sorry. I made donuts sound sexy. I'm not good at doing
We're right here on the
commercials.
Real 1100. Hold on, let me get the promo. The Real 1100. Right here, I'm your voice, Silly Thoughts, and sitting across from the lovely Shanisha W.
I'm sitting across from a man who has a straw in his mimosa.
Okay. And the sexiest donut commercial I just ever heard. We did that.
We did that yesterday. I mean, it's not my fault if I have a sexy voice. Anyway.
Joy said,
right,
don't you wish your donut was hot like me?
I didn't even have to look. I already know the song. Yes. All right, guys. T.I. has been charged with being black and trying to go home. That's what I call it.
Oh,
they
charged him with that?
charged him with 3 misdemeanors, and reportedly, because of those assaults, with the security guard, they say back in May. Remember, he got into it. He was trying to go home.
Trying to
Why wouldn't y'all let? Y'all know who T.I. is.
Yeah.
Tiny even called and said, let him in. So to me, he's charged for being black and wanting to go home. Am I wrong for saying that? That's what I think it is.
No,
that's what I think
wrong.
it is. So he's been officially charged. And the news is saying, though, that, like, it's not likely that he'll even go to jail, which he shouldn't. They charged him with simple assault, public drunkenness, and disorderly conduct. And, okay, but to me, like, if I go to the gate of my place, you know I'm T.I., you know where I live, and you're not going to let me in. I feel like he's being charged with trying to go home, being black, trying to go home. Am I wrong?
No,
That's
you're
just how
not
I
wrong
feel.
with that. I think, so the security guard must have called the police because the security guard at the gate can't charge nobody with nothing.
Well, he can make a report. He can file something.
Yeah,
and
that's
the
what I'm
cops
saying. He
can
must have
charge.
called the police.
Oh yeah. So
All right.
anyway, there's charges. Tip's lawyer wasted no time to talk about the charges, calling them baseless, ill-founded, and unjustified. What do you guys think?
Amen.
Okay, I ain't gonna give y'all all the time because I have more stories.
Amen. For real. I mean, that's ridiculous.
You know what? But I'm gonna rearrange. I'm gonna go to T.I. and Tiny again. Y'all, T.I. gave Tiny a custom-made Mercedes-Benz for her birthday. It cost $225,000. T.I. and Tiny, I love y'all. Y'all confuse me. Are y'all together or not? Are y'all together? Like, it keeps going back and forth. Because
And I heard he filled it with like bags too.
Oh, I'm about to tell you. So,
Okay.
Basically, he called the dealership. He told, it was ATM Custom Auto Sales. He told them, I need to have this ready in 24 hours. So the car was $130,000. The bling and the whistles and everything was $95,000. And what he gave her was the Benz S550. That's the one my dad had, and
Right.
it does cost $130, but it wasn't no added $95,000 worth of stuff on it.
Now you can't resell
So
it. You
they
gonna kill the
souped
value
it
of the
up
car.
in 24 hours. So he called them one day at 2:00. They got 3 men on it, and everything was done the following day by 1. They said they put 3 people on it. This is what they said. I don't know what this means, but it's black wrapped. What's that? Black wrapped.
I can't afford
They
them kind
added
of car.
a custom black wrap, whatever that is, and all black everything finished, and then 22-inch wheels. And they did this. They got a 3-man crew, and they did this for her within 24
I'm sure
hours.
for $95,000, you better get out your bed and come in and put that work in.
Everybody better bring your kids and help work. We're going to do that. Bring the whole family. We're going to get this done. So Tiny and
Get
T.I.
that cake.
I love some Tiny and T.I. And it makes me mad every time I hear they're gonna, because supposedly when you was out of town, not this time, last one,
Right.
she was secretly seeing a divorce attorney or whatever. And I just really want them to work it out. Tiny, can you come get me in that car? Oh, wait, she don't know my address. She don't even know me. So let me
Come
just
up
stop.
to the station. Come up to the station.
Right.
Look,
Floyd
you're an interview.
Mayweather, y'all, since I'm talking about Tiny, I'm kind of messy. Let me jump over to Floyd Mayweather.
Allegedly, didn't they have a little flirtation?
Well,
When
that's
they hanging out.
Let me insinuate things
Okay,
and
I'm
not
sorry.
say it. So
I'm
I'm
sorry.
jumping over to Floyd Mayweather. And he tops Forbes' list of highest paid celebrities. He earned $275 million so far this year. He didn't make the list last year, which I'm surprised, but his $550 million in revenue from that fight last year was added, and that, kind of tipped him over. Can I get $550 million for doing one thing? He had one fight. $550 million. What can I do? Suggest some jobs for me, y'all, because I want to make $550 million in one day.
Look, I don't even think they stole that much money in Ocean's 11.
Right. That's deep.
Okay.
The Rock came in as number 5 with a total of $124 million. So
He got a
far.
movie coming out every week.
But you know what? Why he ain't inviting Tyrese? Because
Tyrese need to learn for the
waiting on
run.
them Fast and Furious
He's
checks.
still waiting on that fast
Tyrese is waiting up for those Fast and Furious checks, and The Rock out here doing other stuff.
Rock like
All
them
right,
one-word movies, Rampage,
so
Jumanji,
LeBron-
Skyscraper.
So LeBron, Steph Curry, Queen Bee, and Kevin Hart, they all made the top 100 list, which we would expect that.
Yeah.
Now check this out. The world's top 100 list for entertainers, like all of these people, they made $6.3 billion pre-tax over the past 12 months.
The top 100.
The top 100.
Okay.
So
it's got like Taylor Swift and Katy Perry and all them folks. Okay.
Yeah. But that's a lot of money, $6.3 billion. All right, guys.
We got an answer for you about how to rap, what the rap is. JB, of course, our listening encyclopedia. He says instead of painting the car, they wrap the vehicle with a light material with whatever color you want.
Cool. Got it. All right. Let's talk about Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan is back in the WEE's Hall of Fame. Did y'all know they took him out for using the N-word?
Yeah.
I didn't know. Is Hulk Hogan, is he racist? I mean,
I don't know if I would go as far as call him racist, but he dropped the N-word and he's made some statements.
He's reclaimed his spot. WEE wants us to know. They issued a statement. They said that his second chance comes after multiple apologies and volunteer work. It was a 3-year suspension. So I wanted to meet, you know me, I want to know what the comment was, like how he made it and everything else. So, I'm researching.
Right.
He made his rant using the N-word, which was caught on his sex tape leaked in 2015.
Right. With his friend's wife.
And he called her the N-word? Was she black?
No. The sex tape was him and his business partner's wife.
Why was they having sex?
You asking the wrong person.
And he used the N-word.
Yeah, I guess he was ranting about something else that it was a black man and he dropped the N-word.
Oh, I thought that he used the N-word while he was in the act.
No.
She may have been black.
No, the tape wasn't. It was like the Ray J and Kim Kardashian tape. It wasn't all sex. It was other stuff going on in the video.
And he used the N-word.
And he used the N-word as part of it.
You know what? I can't even blame that on Trump because you know what? Like, that was 3 years ago. Trump was not in office. Because, everybody becoming free and using it now. But, like, Hulk Hogan, why you
I don't hold, and he's he's like in his 60s now, right?
Right, yeah.
So I don't hold older white men as responsible for using the N-word because when they were growing up and when they were 18, 19, 20 years old, in their formative years, the N-word was freely used. And so I don't hold them as much as responsible for it as younger white men because
80-year-olds, but no,
younger white men. I hold them more responsible because they live in a more progressive society. Old white men,
older white men, like 80s. But I'm not giving it to a 50-something, like 60.
He's in his 60s. Like,
okay,
Terry wasn't.
You know better.
Terry's not.
You know better. All right, I got TMZ. They was being petty.
Okay.
They was being real petty.
I love TMZ.
Forbes has said Kylie Jenner is a self-made American. She's set to be America's first youngest self-made millionaire. Didn't get it out. Billionaire. Sorry. Like, she's becoming a new Kim. People are more infatuated with her than Kim.
They are. And she's made more money than her sister, but she's not self-made.
And this is the thing. People have the problem with it, the statement self-made.
I do have a problem with that, too.
Okay, so Kylie says she took the money from modeling and invested it into her cosmetic company.
How did she become a model?
Because of the show.
Exactly.
I understand.
She didn't make herself.
I understand.
The show gave her a platform, and then she used that platform to springboard into making $1 billion. I'm not taking anything away from her. I'm not taking 1 cent away from her. And I applaud her success of taking the advantages that she got, and she made a lot out of it. She made more than her sister and her mama did.
Can I tell you the petty part? But it's not
self-made.
Can I tell you what?
That's the petty part. It's not self-made.
No, can I tell you the extra petty part?
What?
TMZ caught up with Paris Hilton.
Oh.
And they, brought up Kylie.
Yeah.
And then they was like, hey, Paris, are you self-made? And she said, yeah, she's a self-made. She comes from all this money. She said she's a self-made.
Her last name is Hilton.
Right.
Her last name is Hilton.
We stay in the Hiltons. Right.
But you self-made.
Yeah, so she said, but that's what I'm saying.
Don't make another self-tape.
TMZ, that's what I'm saying by TMZ was being petty because... Like, they ran a Paris Hilton.
Oh, yeah, they're good. Because they want somebody to throw shade.
Right. Yeah. So they was like, Paris Hilton also feels like she's self-made. And, I mean, I do kind of have a problem with, I'm not mad at Kylie and she's about to be a billionaire in her 20s. I am so not mad.
And she's a mother. We forgot the fact that she's a mother.
And people are hating on her right now because she pierced Stormy's ears. Like, really? Everybody does that as a baby.
You know what? You know who's winning right now? Travis Scott.
Right.
Jessica, you need to file for exclusive custody. Get that
Kanye West told Tigger, what's it,
Tiger, whatever his name is.
Kanye told him in the past, he said, man, you in a good position. You got on early enough. You know, with the Kardashian girls. He told him that. Like, he was like, you in a good position. You got on early. And, you know, now they're not together. And now she's going to be in the 20s, a billionaire.
And Travis Scott realized that
Kanye was like, yeah. Right. That was reversed. Like, let me have a baby by her.
I'm having a baby by me, baby.
By her.
I'm going to be a billionaire.
Have a baby by me. Be a billionaire.
Be a billionaire.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I guess, like I said, tell us what your mimosa moment of the day of this whole show. What was your mimosa moment? I don't know.
Corinne wins today. She gets a mimosa moment and a go sit down award simultaneously because she is talking out of both sides of her mouth. She's saying she wants to move
her
on.
Side of the story.
She wants to move on, and she's past it. But then she's bringing up old-ish and tagging old-ish.
Because it was brought to her. Because it was brought to her.
She had to tag dude.
I didn't have to tag her. I tagged her.
We work in the media. This is what we do.
But
you can imagine we doing our job.
She's addressing it now.
She's trying to pub her show Vixen, and she's saying everybody trying to get at her now.
Yeah.
His current girlfriend trying to get at her, and she married, allegedly happy.
Women are petty. Men are petty too, though.
Super petty.
So guys, I want to know your mimosa moment. Put it in the chat room. If you are listening, you can go to either myself or Ellis's page. I am Shanisa W. Shanisa Whitehead on Facebook. Ellis, go ahead. Who are you?
I have Silly Thoughts. That's SILLE Thoughts on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
With you can always straw and mimosas.
Right, and you can always follow the show. We are the Morning Takeover Radio Show on Facebook. We are the Morning Takeover on Instagram, and we're the Morning Takeover Atlanta on YouTube. We got a new subscriber. I got to give you a shout out.
Oh,
we got a new subscriber to our YouTube channel.
Last night I posted the link.
Yeah.
Y'all need to subscribe.
Hey.
Even with the straw, you still ain't.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you
Joy said her mimosa moment was that straw.
Was that straw?
That straw by promotion.
All right, let me.
Wait a minute.
Oh, hold on. I'm trying to figure out ways to cut everything off.
Yeah, turn it.
Okay. So, guys. So, anyway,
right.
But you know, I thought it was really cool that she responded and gave her side.
I thought it was good. It was a nice innocent.
Don't think I wasn't gonna ask the questions. I'm like, so does your current husband?
Right. I mean,
like I wanted to know if she's ever felt like she's used men. So, and I didn't tell you guys. She said she's having something coming up, and she's going to let me know about it.
She's teasing it. Okay.
So
she's doing. She's
but
a
I'm
self-promoter.
going to be the one that reports it. Like she's had
let's
something
get the
coming.
exclusive. I'm not mad at you.
Right.
Here's my deal. Here's the deal in terms of the optics. I'm not saying what it is. I'm saying the optics. Okay. That you are a video vixen. I'm using air quotes on that. Video vixen. And you, for whatever reason, decided that it was best for you to perform acts on multiple rappers and entertainers and stuff like that. They were together, so unless you were by herself. But right. She is the common denominator.
I'm sorry, I kind of like her now because we started like talking. And
she's the common denominator amongst all these men. When her time as a vixen starts to fade, what does she do? She writes a book about her escapades. So she's capitalizing on her escapades with these men and calling them out, naming names. And then I saw her pop on True TV and all these other shows. And so, is she smart? Yes. I give her all, she's maintained her relevance even as she's gotten to her 40s. Mm-hmm. And she has found a way to reinvent herself. But the reinvention always comes on the back of some dude that she was involved with that she either chopped down or they had a relationship in some sort of way, and then she starts talking about her stuff. It's not just her out there on her own, making it on her own. It is, I used to date dude that was on Power, now Power's hot. I used to date him, and he did me dirty. And I was like, that's a story. And now she's telling you about all her other stuff. She don't want to talk about that because she's moved on. But that stuff got brought up so we could talk about her. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense.
I think just because things are brought up, like, she doesn't have to answer all of my questions.
Yeah.
Like, she didn't have to answer any of them. She didn't have to even comment and give her side.
I appreciate the fact that she was candid.
I appreciate that. Because, like, I'm sitting there some minutes later, all of a sudden it was...
kick rocks.
Or she could have just not even, said anything. But I was sentiments later. I look up and it was like Corinne and company commented. I'm like, look, I couldn't look. I'm like, oh,
this is a real deal. So you started firing back on them.
Well, you know, at first I'm like, look, you know, it may be old news, but it's reported around. Everybody's reporting like it's new news, and if it's news, I'm gonna report it. Like, you know, it was kind of like that at first. And she said something about me adding her. You know, you would add, you know. And then, but then, like I said, we start talking and talking. Even one of my girls jumped on there and was like, history repeats itself. Da, 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 da. It was petty at first. It was real petty. But it ended up, you know, I got questions answered. And, you know, I got more questions answered that I didn't even ask by, like, writing down what she said. Like, there were questions that I've always wanted to ask her, but, like, I got them all answered. Yeah. With her responses. Like, because is she not one of the most interesting people? Like, I saw her.
She's had some interesting experiences. Yes. I don't know if she's one of the most interesting people, but she's had some interesting experiences, and she probably could tell a lot. Because she probably was behind the scenes. She probably was behind the scenes on a lot of history-making songs, raps, you know. And
that's what you never seen her video. She been in a video. She was a video vixen. That was the name of the book. Something Stories of a Video Vixen.
The video vixen that I remember the most from when videos were really big is Melissa Ford. Mm-hmm. That was the big video vixen that I remember. I don't remember her, but I'm not. That's not my. I mean, I'm not saying that she wasn't. Mm-hmm. You know, and I believe that she was, but the one I remember the most is Melissa Ford. Okay. Yeah, and to the chat room's point. Okay, I don't care that she's married. I'm just writing up my little 60 seconds. If she's married, I'm happy for her. If she's married, I'm happy for her, and I'm happy for her the husband. But for her to not be able to answer the question about Lil Wayne, if it wasn't something still going on, if you didn't want people to believe there was something still going on, you shut it down. That's the way people in relationships do. So if you say, hey, what's up? You said this before about Lil Wayne's always going to be there. Is he still there? And you're like, no. That's what I said at the time. I'm with my husband now, and that's it. But
right.
Now, you're like,
to me, I think that, like, this is
she
how
I keep the story going.
Well, this is what I think is the case, and I don't know. But she answered because she said, my husband has 100% of me, and maybe her and Lil Wayne don't get along right now, and she doesn't want to put that on social media, like, we really don't get along now. You know what I'm saying? So maybe it's not, because she answered my question. She was like, my husband has 100% of me. She said he was cool with the arrangement until they got married. Then he wasn't. And then he got 100% of her. So maybe she don't want to comment on Lil Wayne, because it's like,
she hasn't commented on Lil Wayne. She hasn't commented on Lil Wayne. That's commenting on her. Like that relationship's in the past, and that's what it is.
Exactly. And
that's not commenting on him. That's saying where she is.
Yeah, she was just like, don't want to comment on him. She said, but I mean, and this is interesting. Her husband was down with that arrangement until they got married, and then she said he got 100% of her.
He was down with that arrangement, so she was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go hang out with Wayne for a weekend." What?
But no, she said it would be times where she'll get he'll call, she'll lean over to whoever in her bed, and she'll be like, "I'm going." Lil Wayne called. You haven't seen this interview? I thought it was the craziest thing I ever heard, but
no.
And she was like, "I'll come back," but Lil Wayne.
Full disclosure, I mean, if you've had enough relationships in your life, you've had relationships that were strictly sexual. I mean, I have. I'll speak for myself. I've had relationships that were strictly sexual, and they went on dates and they had their thing and they had their relationship outside of us. And so that was an arrangement. And so you can't get mad when they say, well, I'm finna go out on a date. I can't hook up with you tonight because I got a date. I'm dating this dude, whatever. You're like, okay, cool.
No, Corinne was leaving them in the bed like, hey, I'm
but that's the arrangement. You got to be okay with all that, because if you make that arrangement, again, like my man, Dr. Phil always says, a relationship is what you negotiate. And so that's the negotiation. And then you say, hey, look, if this dude call, I'm going. And you're like, okay, cool. As long as, when we're together, we're together. And if you have to leave, you got to leave. And that's what it is. And he's okay with that, then that's a relationship y'all made. Mm-hmm. No, we are side pieces for each other.
Side pieces for each other. That should be a book. Side pieces for each other. And somebody should write that. I'm about to trademark side pieces for each other. Only because somebody gonna need that title one day. And
right, because I mean, and to Joy's point, when we say side pieces,
Joy, where did you come on so we can talk about well, I can't get his name.
Emmett Till. So tired. We I think you're making a good point. Even I don't think that's what the point you're making, but I think it's a good point in that when we say the term side piece, it's automatically assumed it's a female. And that's just always been the kind of the patriarchal viewpoint of, oh, it's side piece, it's a side piece, the guy's got a side piece, and it's a guy, and the female is a side piece. Well, dudes could be side pieces too. And so that's why, like you saying, we were side pieces for each other. You know, there were times I when I was in college, I'm dating myself, but
Who
years
said
ago,
that side piece for Joy? Was that Joy?
that was me.
Oh, okay.
That was my life.
Oh, okay.
But well, I dated a lot of women that had boyfriends, and not a lot
What's
of women,
the
but I
point
dated
in
women
that,
that had
though?
boyfriends.
Like-
Because I didn't want a relationship. I didn't want a commitment, and so it was simple. It was easy. She had somebody that could take her out and date her and whatever, and I was a booty call.
You was just.
And we were side pieces.
Can we edit this part out?
We can. I mean, people like our show because we're authentically and we're raw.
It is pretty,
So,
pretty,
you know, it's raw.
real,
It's
because we're
real.
on the real level. It's real.
It's
It's real
real.
talk.
You know, we all have a past. And so I'm not begrudging her of her past. What I'm trying to get her to understand is that she has capitalized on that past. So don't try to say today, tell me today that you moved on and you're ready for new stuff when you keep bringing up old stuff. Like if you want to, you know, your documentary
You do
is not...
realize I tagged her though, right? You do realize I
do
made a
realize
post and I tagged her. Like I tagged her and hashtag.
But that's our
Crazy Bird.
job. Like the
Yeah.
story came up. We didn't go find the story. The story was up. You found it, and we reported on it. And when we reported on it, you tagged on when you posted it. So she chose to respond to that.
Yeah, but but if it was up to her, she wouldn't be bringing the past up. But she also wants to. If the story is going to be told, she wants it to be told right. Like that
What's
was
going to be
3
told in
years.
her documentary called
Well-
Vixen on BET?
Well, because everybody started talking about it like it's new, like it's now. And she said that she came on and gave her side of the story and was like, hey, that was 3 years ago.
Isn't it the saying goes, how you're introduced to the world is how you will always be introduced?
Let me ask you something. Okay, when we do the 6-second recap, and I'm just going to say a quick line about Corinne, you can just don't say it. You can make faces. Just don't say nothing. Just don't say nothing.
You about to tag her again. You
Because
want me
I'm
to
a
say that? You going to
tagger.
tag her again.
She probably listening right now.
She could be. Okay.
Oh Lord, Ellis, what you about to? You gonna fight?
I'm not gonna fight her. I'm just saying I'm not scared of her. Like
You shouldn't be. She's a woman.
I'm a grown man. I'm like out of respect. I'm not gonna say anything that's disrespectful.
Oh, I don't know, Ellis. I'm gonna do the 60-second recap on myself, y'all. Okay, so yeah, guys, we're gonna get to the 60-second recap. I'm still mad at Hulk Hogan, but you know, whatever.
Oh yeah, you know that about his name was Terry something or other. I forgot his full name, but yeah, his name.
Why
Was,
is he having sex with? Did he have? Okay, so did he have permission to have sex with her?
no, they had an affair. It was his business partner, and he and the business partner's wife started having an affair. And for some reason, it wasn't enough that they were having an affair. They decided to record it. Like, it was over the top, and it became scandalous. So
Can I still find it on the internet somewhere? I'm sure.
Oh, the video?
Yeah. I mean, I don't particularly want to see the sex part. I want to see how he uses the N word.
There's some stories on there. I don't know. The tape, well, you can still find Paris Hilton's tape. So yeah, I'm sure there's a video out there.
Joy, are you coming on tomorrow for Emmett Till? Is she still listening?
Yeah, she's still on there.
Can she come on tomorrow so we can talk about the serious issue of Emmett Till and this lady lying and coming out with a book called The Blood of Emmett Till? Can we get...
And she's trying to capitalize off of her lie.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Like, people do that. Like,
Did Joy respond?
I'll text her, but she just told me just to be quiet.
She told you to be quiet?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Joy. Thank you. Thank you.
So, yeah, Joy, if you want to... Yeah, she's still on. Joy, if you can come in tomorrow, come in. 10 o'clock. We're going to talk Emmett Till. We're going to be more serious tomorrow.
We're only going to talk Emmett Till if she comes because she's the person that calms us down.
She can't make it. She's got a meeting.
Oh, she's meeting?
Yeah. So maybe Thursday.
Maybe Thursday. All
right,
guys.
Like Thursday. We do 2 shows. So let us know if you can make it on Thursday. And we'll talk about it.
There's barely any orange juice in here. That's a shame.
Boy, hey, look, you did the online interview with Corinne and stuff. I applaud you for that.
I'm always
That
gonna
was
get
big.
it. And then guess who I
That was
tagged
big.
in it? Everybody.
Yeah.
Vogue TV, everybody. Yeah, I mean, I saw an opportunity to, because like I said, she was responding, and then I was like, Corinne, have you ever felt you've used men? Like, that's what I said. And she was like, I've used men that thought they were using me. And you guys just check out
how
the
were they
whole.
using her? How were they using her? Just for sex?
I don't know. Check, guys.
They
Go
weren't
to my
making money
Instagram.
off of her, right? They weren't making. They were the ones. They were the rappers. They were the entertainers. She was the video vixen. So she was making money off of them, right?
They
Being
were
in the
using
video.
her for different things. Like, you remember? Did you read the book?
No.
Okay, read the book and then you'll see. I'm telling you, the book is deep. I'll bring it for you tomorrow.
Bring for me.
I'm gonna bring it
I'll
for
actually
you.
read it.
I'm gonna bring it for you
At one point, I
tomorrow.
was like, why would I read that drivel? But I'll read it.
I got her first book because some guy told me, God, you have to.
Joy's down for Thursday.
Okay, Joy, we're gonna talk about Emmett Till because I know you said she knows that story very well, and I think it's good to have her come in when we talk about something serious, because when we talk about stuff serious, we be getting mad and we be.
We need a life coach in
We
the
need-
home.
well, we-
We need
yeah,
a life coach.
we
and
do
that's
need a life
that's our
coach.
celebrity life coach, Joy
We
Rod,
need to
Joy
bring her
Stevens.
in if we're gonna talk about Emmett Till, because she will keep me from cussing and she'll calm you down. We definitely need a life coach.
Yeah, and I'll get on so
We need a therapist when we talk about Emmett Till. Like,
somebody
for
can walk us
real.
back.
we need a therapist.
We
yes.
get to the ledge where we start talking serious stuff. Like, you know how I get when I start talking about your boy Trump, and then
Remember, because you went out and did a selfie in a car and was
Yeah.
just like, today's show. Then I'm in my car doing a video. Like,
Yeah.
y'all, it was that deep.
every
Guys,
day.
thanks for the support. I started sharing our YouTube so we got a new subscriber last night.
We did.
Well,
We
actually,
did.
I was trying to get 100 last night, so that means I'm way behind. So I am going to keep sharing our videos from YouTube because it takes 2 seconds for you to click on it. Don't they click and then just subscribe, hit subscribe, and it takes 2 minutes for them to?
2 minutes.
Okay, so I need all of you guys, if you support us, please go and do that.
Her name is Enjoyly McNeil.
Who?
That subscribe to us. Or it's a dude.
Oh, okay.
Or it might be it's a male and a female in the video, so I don't know.
Okay,
Enjoyly.
so I'm going to keep posting our YouTube, and you guys, I need 100 today. We need 100. We need 100 subscribers. Okay?
Yep. So.
All right, guys, we're going to let y'all go so we can do a 6-second recap.
Yep.
And, I can get up out of here. Nellis can get up out of here.
Yeah, I can get to work.
Because I'm tired of looking at his orange juice with his
For real.
mimosas.
Busted that straw. Y'all
With a
just
straw.
look.
I can't.
That's not appealing at all.
No, it's not. Because I have a friend, Letitia. Yeah. We go out, and she orders a beer, and then she asks for a straw, and she sits there and drinks the beer with the straw.
No, and I really felt like I first did it
I
this
love
weekend.
her, but I'd be embarrassed.
I first did it this weekend when we were at the hotel, and I went down to the hotel bar to have a drink, and I was like, I don't feel like going through this process. I just want one drink just to take these trays out and so I was like, ooh, I'll just get a straw, and I could just get the liquid past the.
You're working out the trays, but I'm glad you explained it because it looked funny.
It does.
It looked funny.
It looks crazy.
It
looks crazy.
It looks.
I would talk about me if I was watching me drink like that.
I'm going to talk about you. I'm going to talk about
I'd be
you.
like, what is you doing, player?
I'm
Like,
taking a picture of this,
oh,
and I'm talking
don't do
about
it. Don't
I
do
took a
it.
picture of Letitia when she sat there. We were out at a sports bar. Matter of fact, JR Crickets. She got a mug of it's a mug of beer, and she got a straw. And she drinking.
Yeah,
And she just likes to drink, beer out of a straw. What, Ellis?
I'm so embarrassed, but it's like it's either that or deal with having to go in and out with these trays.
Because that's
It's
right. For the
annoying.
last couple of days, people have been noticing you have not.
I have been drinking my
drinking
drink, and
until.
so I've been trying to drink the mimosa. I'm trying to stay in the spirit of the show.
So
but
he
it's
has
hard.
a straw. I got a bag of straws. I'll bring them.
Maybe I should cut it and make it smaller so it looks like I'm.
It's still a straw in your mimosas, no matter what. And you should be very embarrassed.
I got the big Burger King straw for this thing. Shout out to Burger King for y'all
He
big
got
red
a red
straw.
one. You got a red. You can bring a clear one just so like.
I'm gonna go buy one of the little section with the metal ones that you have to wash.
I just want you to get a clear straw. But yeah, I'm just thinking about our Duck Donuts commercial. Yeah, well, I was trying to act sexy or something.
That was
wasn't it?
super sexy. Oh, yeah. And you was in the background talking about, I'm like, God, John.
Donuts.
I got to call my mom and tell her, no, that wasn't for me.
Right.
We talking about donuts.
Those donuts. No. We're talking about donuts.
Talk about
Those
donuts.
donuts are the bomb,
They
like
are
the
the bomb.
Oreo. And apparently a lot more people know about them than I thought, because when I posted them, everybody was like, one girl, D-Nail, she was like, why you ain't call me?
Yeah.
But like, they are so good.
People know about Duck Donuts, but it's like they haven't. Like, when we post about it, they're like, "There's one here." Like, they're
Exactly.
Like, people
They
don't realize
know
there's
about
one
it, but they
here. I'm
don't.
like, no.
And there's actually going to be a second location later, but
Yeah,
this
in Tokyo
location
Hills.
is good. And I mean, this is what I keep talking about. Don't laugh. But like these other donuts, Krispy Kreme's, Dunkin' Donuts, they're just donuts. This is a vanilla cake. It's vanilla cake. And it has all these different, I'm so glad I blocked my trainer.
It's warm, delicious, and made to order. Those are the three things that Andre always wants us to make sure. Warm, delicious, and made to order. Because they don't drop them and fry them until you order them. And then they go through and they hand make whatever you ask them to. So you can create your own flavor. You can create your own flavor combinations. They have some offerings that they already do.
Promoters.
But if you want the maple and you want to put some coconut on it, you could do that.
Or bacon or
whatever. You can make whatever.
And then they can cut the donut in half and put meat in between.
Oh, they can make a donut sandwich. They can make, so you really have more freedom. And in today's society, we want that flexibility. We don't want to go into a place where they got all these donuts on trays and they've been sitting out in the air. Because y'all know what happens to donuts when they sit out in the air.
This is why I don't need to hit up Neil Carr to be my trainer. Because you know what? He going to see all these commercials.
Wow. Joy, I thought it was better than that.
What'd she say?
She's screenshotting me drinking out the straw.
Yes, I
And
love you.
she
That's
gonna post
petty.
them on
I
my
love
page.
Yes, Joy, send it to me.
Don't worry about coming on Thursday then.
Girl, you come on Thursday. Get here early. Get here
Keep
early.
coming on Thursday. I would like to know.
She's screenshot. Yes. Girl, make sure you
That's
hear.
supposed to be between us.
Okay. How's it between us when I'm about to post it?
You got
everywhere?
oh my God.
You thought y'all was friends, so you hurt, right? You thought y'all was friends. Y'all still friends, but
No, we ain't friends.
We gotta talk
ain't
about that.
friends. She gonna put the straw picture on social media. Yeah, we ain't friends.
I'm gonna post it on myself because as soon as we get over here, I'm taking a picture on
It's the straw picture.
It's the straw. But my only thing is, can it be a clear straw tomorrow? Just
I'm
it's
getting
not
a
so
clear straw.
obvious.
This was the one I got when I had my breakfast, and I was like, let me grab it. And I just grabbed it.
That looks like a Burger King straw.
It is.
It looks like a
I had
Burger
it for
King
sandwich.
straw. It looks like a Burger King straw.
It
It
is.
does. A big red.
Big red straw.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna get a clear straw.
Better.
I'm
You
gonna get
knew
something.
better.
Tomorrow I'm gonna cut it, make it shorter, so it doesn't look so obvious with big straw hanging out top.
It's gonna be clear, so that makes it a lot better.
That's my mimosa moment.
Yes, that's the mimosa moment.
Of the
Mine
day.
is Corinne Steffens. Girl, I'm glad you're married, doing your thing. Keep doing it and just live life.
I'm not gonna
man.
stop anybody from making their money.
She said, she said people can say whatever, but contracts are still getting signed, checks are still getting cashed. So, hey.
So.
And that's a wrap,
And
guys.
I'm not mad at you for getting your money, Corinne. I'm just mad at you for hiding.
She's probably not listening anymore. She's probably like,
It's all good. It's all good. I still got love for her, and I still want her to get paid. So keep doing what you're doing.
and we
okay?
want you to
It's
come on the
working.
show when she was talking about a call-in sometime, but
Where she's in New York or she's
I
here?
don't know. Like, I
lot of
think she
people live
has a
here
place
now.
here too. But she said something about a call-in, and then she also said something about coming in. So
I'd love for her to come in because so
I
people
would
can see
love
her.
for
I'd
her
love
to
for her
come
to come
in.
in.
I would love for her to come in.
So,
And
Corinne, if you're watching, we'd love for you to come in.
if you're in
we'll
the
talk to
ATL
you.
area,
You can watch our other interviews. We're not mean people. Sometimes we ask tough questions.
I inboxed her too. I DM'd her. So
Okay.
yeah. So
It went down in the DM.
It went down in DM, but it was so funny how we were petty with each other at first. Like, she was like, for people that want to at me, like,
Oh yeah.
and I'm like, well, hey, then my girl comes in, she's like, hey, I mean, everybody's reported like it's new news. History repeats itself with you. Blah, blah, blah. Like, my girl came in.
Oh yeah.
And then, but by the end, everybody was all cool. Like, somehow 3 comments
you,
got
Julia.
deleted. I don't know how, but was nothing big, I guess, because I don't remember what it was. But I just remember reading something she said, and it wasn't there no more. And something I said, but it was not.
She probably deleted some things because she's realizing, hey, this is out in the public forum.
This is media,
and so somebody could screenshot it, and then it could be on.
So
she probably wants to make sure that what she's putting in there, she's okay with.
Right,
and I get that.
And that's why she, like, as far as Lil Wayne. I am surprised at Wayne. Like, Wayne, though, like, I mean, I would think it would be somebody, that's, like, fine. That she,
I know,
and I want, what I want to ask her?
He from New Orleans, he probably put a run on.
Look, what I want to ask, Corinne, if you listen, whatever, because I told everybody to go to my Facebook Live. I want to know how it was dating Bill Maher. Remember she dated him?
Yeah.
I want to know. Like, I want to know. Because that was one of the most interesting relationships of that time.
All right, so Tamika wants to know, her last name is Montgomery?
Yeah.
She wants to know, can we get Duck Donuts at our party? You having a party?
We're having a pool party. Y'all, you and your wife should come out. It's Friday.
This Friday?
It's for her birthday. Yes. We got, it's in Buckhead. We got the rooftop pool somewhere. We got the DJ, drinks. We're kicking it.
We're going to get some Duck Donuts, too.
We're going to get some
and
Duck Donuts.
And we'll talk to Drake, because Drake gave us the name of the person that can get them for free.
Yeah, so
we can get a donation.
We can get some at Tamika's.
We'll do live while we're eating the donuts.
We got to turn up at Tamika's pool party. Can you not do that, though? Like, you're going to embarrass everybody. Not that. But anyway, yes, my girl Tamika is doing... We're doing her birthday party. Tamika's been my girl. She's the attorney of the show.
Yeah, she is.
She's been my girl for over 20 years. We're both from Cincinnati, Ohio State, all that. All right, guys, we're doing our 60-second recap, and we'll see y'all later.